Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Vanta, and welcome back to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Films. And today we're going to be talking about something different, like, as in, we're not going to discuss any movies. Instead, we are going to discuss one of the most popular topic that has been circulating around, especially like Knet, so basically like Korean netizens, and as well as surprisingly Vietnamese netizen, because basically, okay, this is gonna be huge. Somebody, if you're into like K drama and stuff, I think you might have to sit down for this, because I don't know if like Western media is covering this, because I see most of the stuff majority is gonna be covering by like either Vietnamese show like people or like Korean people. Obviously is either of those two, because this is regarding like a very famous actor in Korean K dramas. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, and obviously I'm not a drama. Well, I am a drama person. I am a drama person. Ooh, that was the wrong sound effect. But anyway, I am a drama person. Just when it's not involving me, then I absolutely love it. But I'm a very nosy person, so okay. I think you guys also know that I don't watch K drama. Like I used. Well, not used to. The only K drama that I've ever finished was the air, not like oxygen air, like the hair, the higher. I don't, English is weird, but basically with Lee Min Ho and Song Hye Kyo. Wait, no, not Song Hye Kyo. Park Shin Hye. I don't know how I messed them up, but yeah, those two, because I remember my mom was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with it. It was really, it's the very stereotypical like rich spoiled main male character, like the poor kind, but then like very strong female lead. So I'm like, okay, well, that was my first exposure. So I'm like, I ate that right up. But then right after that, I'm like, okay, so I feel like you guys love this trope in K drama. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't really want to pick it up anymore. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously nothing bad with that. I know a lot of people in my life that love K drama. Obviously, my friends, who one of the most serious and the most studious person I've ever known, she is obsessed with K drama, like even more than it. She's like the most, like, obviously not in a bad way. When I use the word obsessed, it's just like she really likes it, and not by any mean in like a bad way whatsoever. Because I'm obsessed with K-pop. Well, not K-pop, just BTS. I'm obsessed with BTS, so that's like, I can't be hypocritical and judge people for being obsessed with other stuff, and I'm not using it in a derogatory way. But she is very enthusiastic about it, and I love to see that side of her, because when I first met her, she was like very serious, right? I think first time I talked to her, she was like, I think you're kind of rude. And I was like, oh, I mean, I looked back and I was kind of rude, but then I was like, okay, so she's a very forward person, really doesn't care what anybody thinks, and I always admire her for that. I love her for that, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to her about how she feels about this, because again, like I said, this is regarding one of the most prestigious name in K drama ever, and I'm not gonna go into like super detail about it, because this is still a film podcast, so I don't want to go up here telling you guys everything. Like, I feel like it's really not my place, so I'm just gonna share some of my thoughts, as well as all other very problematic figures in not only K drama, but like even Hollywood and everybody else. And I'm also going to talk about cancel culture, because especially with, I mean, it can be used for anybody, right? Cancel culture, anybody could have it. I could be a victim of it. Anybody can, even if you're just like a normal, completely like not, I don't want to say non, like, what's the word? Basically, anybody can get canceled. Bruh. Yeah. Oh my god. I need to learn how to use these at the right time. Like, so basically, anyone can get canceled. Yeah. Oh, that was a crisp one. And Yeah, because I feel like, especially for me, I feel like cancel culture is such a gray area because sometimes you cancel the wrong person without having the enough information necessary, and you're like, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. But then other times it's like the right person should get canceled, but then people are like, that's fine, whatever. So I'm like, guys, we have this thing, we have a lot of power on the internet. It's just that we don't know how to use it right. And I feel like I have very strong opinions on that. But yeah, okay, so let's get into it. Basically, the drama I'm talking about is this actor, very famous actor called Kim Soo Hoon. I butchered his name. I'm so sorry. And he's basically very big. If you're into K drama, you have seen his face multiple times, a lot of times. He is like, everybody knows him basically if you're a K drama fan. So this was basically, how do I say it? This was basically um I'm trying to think of somebody in Hollywood for people who don't watch K drama to understand like the significance of this guy. He is basically Timothy Chalamet, right? Imagine a Timothy Chalamet in K drama that is in so many movies, that is so good at acting, very handsome, and then all of a sudden. Okay, so some of the K dramas that he's acting, for people who have like, wait, maybe I've heard of this name. So he was in I know the Vietnamese name, but I don't know the English name. He was in "It's Okay to Be Not Okay." Is okay. Yeah, is okay to be not okay. And he most recently he was in "The Queen of Tears," which also like a very famous one. And then there was another one that was really famous, but I know the Vietnamese name. I just don't know the English name. Let me just search up his name real quick because I mean, I feel like, oh yeah, the immediate when I search up his name is just like the scandal that he's involved in. Okay, let's see. He's in a lot of stuff. Like this guy. Yeah, My Love from the Stars. It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Queen of Tears. Crash Landing on You. I didn't know that. That's crazy. The Moon Embraces the Sun was a very popular one. Hotel de Luna. Dude, oh, this guy, yeah, like I said, Timothy Chalamet of K-drama. And so imagine, right? You're a very big fan of him. I'm not a big fan of him. I barely watch him. I know him. But imagine really big fan of him, and all of a sudden on like, I think it was like a weekend, you wake up, you open Facebook, and before you judge me of using Facebook,
Bruh.
Vietnamese people still use it. Okay, that's all I can say. I don't care about the yappa about, oh, only old people use Facebook. My parents are on there. I need to know how they're doing. Okay, so yeah. And I know, cancel Meta. I'm not a fan of Meta, obviously. Hashtag woke. Hashtag. I don't know who would ever say that, but no, just cancel Meta. I only use it because my parents and my friends use it, and it's like the only way I can text to my friends from back home. So yeah. Anyway, so imagine you open up Facebook and the first thing you see on your timeline is Kim Soo Hyun in a scandal, a dating scandal, which obviously that's like pretty normal, right? Like especially in like Korean sort of like showbiz, dating scandals happens like almost all the time, but like sometimes it can be really negative, especially if like the person, like the star, the famous figure that they're talking about is like a woman, more so a man. Obviously, very patriarch. Oh, not patriarch. Yeah, it's like that's basically the patriarchy. Did I use the word right? I think I did. Oh my god, my brain is not braining today. But basically, like, very, they care more about men than they do women, and by that means like if men breathe the wrong way, if women breathe the wrong way in Korean showbiz, they get canceled faster than, I don't know, the semester went by. Oh my god, I'm trying to be funny, but like my funny brain is not working today. That is actually a crime. Somebody tickle me or something. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, and okay, dating scandal. That doesn't sound too crazy, right? Until you realize and you read, and it's a dating scandal with a 15-year-old or 16. I remember it was like 15/16-year-old, while he was 27. 27. 27. I just flexed my Spanish right there. Somebody clap for me. Thank you. I needed that. But anyway, I read that for the first time. I remember I was like, what am I reading? Like, that is so crazy. And obviously, the man is like 30 something now, 30 something, I don't know. So basically, this was like a case in the past, and apparently allegedly he's dated this another like actress when she was 16 and he was 27, nearly 30 years old. I'm just gonna leave a moment for you guys to think about that. Just let that sink in. There's a stink in the door, by the way. It's been knocking for like a few minutes now. Just open the door for it. But yeah, I was very surprised. I was like, holy cow, this man, this very famous actor that obviously I don't watch, but I know, is in this seemingly unredeemable scandal. And obviously, as any nosy person would do, I went to Threads. Out of all places, I went to Threads because that's where most of the conversations are. I know that it's very unserious, but yeah. Sorry. I went to Threads, and obviously people were fighting about it, which I was like, I don't think there should be any fighting in the first place. Why is there two sides in the first place? If somebody was allegedly dating a minor, why is there a side to this? Why are there two sides to this? Like, that's so weird to me, you know? Sorry, I choke on my spit. Anyway, yeah. And so I just feel like it's a no-brainer whether or not people should cancel him. And obviously people are like, oh no, like, innocent until proven guilty, whatever. Maybe like somebody made this up to like whatever. But I'm like, girl, I don't know. It's just like, personally, for me, it seems very clear from like the pictures and the stuff and the timeline. It all makes kind of sense to me. So I'm like, okay, well, that's, yeah. And then, you know what? It's worse. And this is not funny at all. I know I was trying to be funny, but like the actress that he has been like dating, she ended her life on his birthday. I don't know what else can be more of a proof for that, right on his birthday. So that is very serious, obviously. Her name is Kim Se-ron. Rest in peace. She seems like a very lovely person. And obviously there's a lot more details to this, but we're talking about somebody who took their own life. So I really don't want to dive too deep into it, because obviously, like, if something is in the past and sometimes you don't touch it, plus, like, you know, this is obviously somebody who has passed away. I don't want to, you know, bring up their name to get, I don't know, attention or anything like that, because I know some people are doing it. So I don't want to be that person, but I just wanted to bring that up because obviously that has been going around the internet for the past week. Actually, it was insane, and I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to talk about cancel culture and how specifically we as internet users, as social media users, we have so much power. Like I said, we genuinely do have a lot of powers. Did you see how much Elon Musk lose in I don't know what's the word for it. Sorry guys. It's my English is not working today, but he lose like more than $10 billion, I think, because people were just boycotting him. And obviously these are the young people who are doing it. These are the young people on social media who are like, well, Elon Musk did the Nazi hand salute, so let's just all boycott it. And then everybody was like, heck yeah, let's do it. And yeah, I was like, boycott works. And if boycott works, then cancel culture has to work. Right? And there have been a lot of like, well, here's the thing. When I almost use the word successful, but it can mean two things. First, it could mean that cancel culture is a good thing, using the word successful for it, because for example, if you caught a criminal and you put him away, you would be like, we successfully caught, this thief that has been rummaging around the town, whatever, right? But like I said, cancel culture is such a gray area for myself, where it's like, I'm not sure if I should encourage it, or I'm not sure if I should like, I don't know. But if it's like a really bad person, then I am all for cancel culture. Believe me, I feel like that is, if you don't, unless you wipe that person clean from the internet, then cancel culture is like the closest thing to it. So yes, I will encourage cancel culture when it's needed. For example, somebody who is allegedly dating a minor, and then, all that stuff. I feel like it's suitable not to mention. Okay, here's another thing. The reason why I feel like I would also encourage cancel culture, especially for like famous people, and it's because they have money. They have so much money. And if we cancel, I don't know, their work or whatever, they would still have money because you are still giving them attention by canceling them. The amount of money they had before that is not going to magically go away, or it's not going to disappear because you cancel them. They're still going to have it. And so that's why I sometimes, like, when I see famous people, especially ones that are really, really bad, obviously, like Harvey Weinstein, is that his name? Yeah. Or is that his name? I think so. Or Jeffrey Epstein, or Diddy, or anybody else. I was like, yes, cancel those people, because like they have so much money. If we stop their fame right now, they're not gonna get any more. I don't know if that just makes sense, but basically, you can't really hurt people who have money. That's what I'm saying. You can't. I mean, obviously, don't physically hurt those people. That's like gonna do more bad than good. But I'm saying you can hurt their social status and how much they influence other people. You can stop that influence by canceling them. And so I feel like if we can't go up to them and slap them across the face for the stuff that they did to like a lot of innocent people, then the least we can do is like try to stop that and stop other people from knowing who this person is. To me, that seems successful. That seems like a good example and a positive side of cancel culture. But the thing is, cancel culture can be, obviously, like I said, gray area because of the fact that how people can easily be like, oh, she's eating strawberry in the wrong way, we should cancel her. And that's a real example, by the way. This is one like K-pop idol I forgot what their group name is, but basically she was being canceled for eating strawberry, for the way that she was eating strawberry. So that's the thing. We like, okay, so we have this power, it's just that we are not using it in the right way and to the right person. And obviously when I say right person, not like right as in like righteous and innocent people, right as in like bad, like borderline disgusting people. I don't know why I just clicked that. I meant to click this one. And so it's such a, and obviously being somebody who study films and is trying to, be a part of that industry, I feel like a lot of the actors and the actresses, obviously, as famous people in general, we don't know who any of these people are. Let's be real. We see interviews, we see bits and clips of them online. They post it themselves. People post of them, people meeting them in real life. But boiling it down, we don't know who any of these people are. I love BTS. I really don't know who they are as a person, as you know. So in reality, people can say, "Oh my God, this actor or actress is so nice. They must be a good person." And I mean, I hope that you are right. I mean, majority of the time, I do really wish that you are right because why would I wish for somebody to become terrible? Like that's weird. But all I'm saying is, we really, at the end of the day, we really don't know who any of these people are. You can say that, oh, they were so nice to me when I meet them, when I ask for a picture. But in reality, they are doing coke on the side. Sorry, I don't know why coke was like the only thing that's on my mind. I don't know. I think I'm just thirsty. That's probably why. But yeah. So it's just is also another thing with cancel culture is the stages of idolization and obsession and how that that really affects how somebody view a famous figure, because I have seen a lot of people who idolize their favorite singers or actors or actresses so much, and they were so blindly to believe anything that we're giving to them. They were like, no, he didn't do this, he's a good person, guys, believe me, and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, I don't know you, I don't know him, but I do know that his face was on the newspaper yesterday for diddying. I'm just gonna use that word now. Diddying. Yeah, he was diddying. So I don't know about you, girl, but I'm not gonna fight with facts because those are real numbers. Those are real, like, factual information. So yeah, because I know this, and obviously I'm gonna apply about myself too. Because like I said, I'm a big fan of BTS. I do idolize a lot of people until I realize how bad of a person they are. So, for example, Adrian Brody, right? Somebody who just won the Oscar this year, very talented actor. I saw him. Obviously he was in a lot of stuff, but I think my first like actual exposure to him was like from Peaky Blinders. He was playing like Luca Changretta. Like that is the amount of like impression he left on me for me to remember a whole ass character's name, even though I watched a series like 2-3 years ago. And he was great, and I was like, wow, this is such a great actor. I really, really enjoy his work. And then I realized that he was friends with there was like this director. Is it Harvey? Let me search it up. There was this director that was a PDF file. So I was like, ooh, that's not, yeah, that's just not great. Uh, uh, I don't think it's Harvey Weinstein. It was like a director. Uh, 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 Sorry, I'm making noises to fill up the blank when I am very slowly looking for um I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember his name. Oh, Roman Polanski. Yeah. Roman Polanski. Pretty sure. Yeah. Well, not even more than a pedo. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Even more than a PDF. That man raped a child. Like that is as if being a PDF was not bad enough. So, Adrian Brody worked with the guy and was like, was basically saying that he wouldn't mind working with him again, even though everybody know about Roman Polanski's past. And I was like, yeah, that's not great. That is definitely not a good look, because as a famous person, you should know that your association with other famous person, no matter, like, especially after knowing what they did or have done in the past, that's gonna affect your image also. So I was like, damn, well, this sucks. The same thing goes to a lot of the people who I figure aren't really good people. They might be good actresses, they might be good actors, they might be good singers, they might be good performers, artists, whatever. That doesn't mean that they are a good artist. So yes, this I feel like I should do an episode talking about like the dangers of um idolizing, yeah, famous figures, because like I said, at the end of the day, we don't know who any of these people are. I can like, and then there's also the thing about like separating the art and the artist, which that is also, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about it, because there are a lot of stuff that I really really like, but then the artist is like sucks, like actually like disgusting. And I'm like, okay, well you just ruined this for me now, and I can't look at something as normally. Um, but yeah, but again, we're here to talk about cancel culture. I just feel like sometimes I do wish that we have successful cancel cultures. Um, for example, this is one, and by no means am I like talking bad about my own country, but this is one very famous singer slash rapper in Vietnam, and he was in a show, very popular show. Everybody loved him. My mom even liked him. I never watched the show, but I heard that it was really good, and everybody loved the show. But then all of a sudden, I think it was by the end of the show, somebody found this group chat that artist created, where he would, and obviously this is on Facebook, so he would say very nasty, degrading, and borderline like perverted and really just weird stuff about women and sex. And obviously it was like, when that got leaked, everyone was like, what the heck, this is sick. Like, it was like, this is actually sick. And so I was like, this is where cancel culture should step in, because if this behavior is not cancel worthy, and mind you, this was not even like 12-15 years ago. This was like, I think borderline like 6-7-ish year ago, maybe even like sooner than that, which I'm like, well, yikes. I don't remember if the artist ever issued an apology, but I think that they did. Obviously with something like that, you can't just stay silent. That would be, you would make everything worse. And I was like, well, I don't know, because I wasn't a fan of it. And I talked to my mom, and she was like, yeah, no, that was unacceptable. Like, I'm not going to associate myself with the show or the artist anymore. I'm like, that's my mom. I was like, love that for you, queen. And again, I went to Threads, and I saw a lot of people defending him. And like I said, this is where danger of idolization comes in, because you are, and also like babying the man. That's a 30-year-old man, by the way. He's 30. He could be your uncle. Just think about that for a second. But yeah, babying him, saying, oh, he's so innocent and nice, he would never do anything like that. I'm like, yes he can, girl, because guess what, he is 30. He might be like 20 something when he did all that, but he's still older than you. And so I didn't know what to say, to be honest, because, and obviously this is not just a pattern that I see in my own country with famous figure. I see this everywhere, especially in K-pop fandom, where I remember BTS, Jungkook, RM, and a few others were caught like smoking, which I'm like, yeah, okay, well, people smoke all the damn time. I don't, like, that's normal. And then people were like, no, he can't smoke. He would damage his vocal cord. Why is he smoking? And I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, some of them might be bots, trolls, whatever, because internet rage bait. I don't know, but there are actually real people out there who are thinking this way, and obviously I can't sit here and judge those people if I wasn't those people before. So I feel like I do have a right to judge them because I was in their shoes before. Trust me. I remember being a very young, I was like 15 or something, Well, that was like 4 years ago. It wasn't that. Why am I talking like I'm 30 years old? My God. Okay, so back then when I just got started like liking K-pop, liking BTS, and then I saw like I don't know, for example, like a dating rumor, I'd be like, no, BTS would never do that, and everything like that. So I completely understand why people would exhibit those behavior. I have done them myself. But I've grew out of it, so I feel like I am better than everybody else, and I feel like I am in a position to judge other people. Obviously, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. That wasn't the right one. Wait, let me. Wait, which one is this? Oh, I hate that. Eh. But yeah, I feel like I am better than everyone. So yeah, guys. I'm actually really scared when I say stuff like I'm better than everyone. People are gonna take me seriously. Please don't take me seriously. This is all jokes and like giggles over here. I'm not being serious at all. So yeah, and then back to the artist in Vietnam that got exposed for this like very disgusting group chat that he's in. Lo and behold, a few months later, the man was featured in a film. How, like, after all of that, I understand that obviously films are supposed to be done filming like months back before this was exposed, but then you have months to like edit and stuff, but you still after the scandal you still decided to leave that in, and I'm like, you are so weird for that. You're so weird for that. And he was able to make a comeback. And when I say comeback, was like he was able to release new music again after like a few months of that scandal. And his fans are acting like it was normal. And I'm like, cancel culture is dead. It is actually dead. And we need to bring it back. Because there's no way that you think I'm going to sit here and act like the man didn't just exhibit like actual heinous behavior. Like, how is that not icky for the people who are still supporting him? That's so weird, you know? This is why, like I said, cancel culture might be a great area. It might be good, might be bad, but for the right person, it is never a bad thing. I would not mind, especially like male celebrities, because I feel like people hold male and female celebrities to way different standards, and people held such a high standard for women in anything that we do, while the men get away with everything. So yes, I will I will not mind having a like a proven bad and disgusting behavior from a male celebrities to be for that person to be completely wiped off the internet. I would not mind that. I would not mind that. So yeah. And let's see if a example in Hollywood. Let's see. I'm trying to think of somebody. Has anybody been canceled recently? That sounds like a crazy thing to ask. Let's see. I don't remember if anybody is I don't remember like a recent like. I think the most recent would be like Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni suing stuff. I haven't followed that for like a hot minute now, so I don't remember how that's going. But I remember like there's like two very distinctive sides, obviously like two people, so two sides. But I remember seeing both of them. I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure who is more trustworthy, and obviously there are people who know their choices and stuff, which I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I don't know. For me, I don't remember. I don't even remember like some of the evidence and text messages. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna let that play out, because I personally, unless it was anything that's like factual and proven, and not like alleged and stuff, and that is like believable enough, and that's when I'm like, okay, well that makes sense, and not to mention like. Yeah, I don't know. Because Blake Lively, people always so said that she's reportedly been like a really just not like the nicest person. And yeah, but obviously Justin Baldoni, I don't know about him at all, so I don't really know. But it's just, I just want cancel culture to work again, because some people really don't deserve the fame that they got. You know, like, oh my god, like I watch. Okay, I back like a few months ago when Diddy got like arrested and everything, I watched like an hour and 30-minute documentary of him on YouTube. I told somebody about it, and then they're like, "You watch an hour and 30 minute of a Diddy documentary?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I during when I watched it, I was like, he got away with so many stuff. It's not just like the baby oil and like the freak like parties. There's so much more. He was like a physically abusive person. He was probably behind the deaths of like so many people. He was a borderline like PDF file, because like his girlfriend or like ex was like so much more younger than him, and it's like there's so many behavior that are so sick and twisted. He just got away with them for so long. It wasn't until like police raided his house and he got arrested. It was so much more before that, and I was like, I genuinely was so surprised because I didn't know. And so I'm like, this is actually so scary. Like that is so, like that's so scary, you know. So yeah, I would love for cancel culture to, you know, only work. But that's also the thing, because like in the internet you can't, people are different obviously. So some people I'm like, okay, I think they need to go, as in like I don't think they should be here anymore. But then there are people who are like, well, but what about this, like I would still want to support them, because stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's you and that's me, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like I just I would love cancel culture if it's always 100% of the time targeted at the right person. Because okay, here's another thing. I see also a lot of like victim blaming, especially when like a woman is involved. And I'm not saying this only woman, but like majority of the time, if it's like a female actor or a female singer, people are gonna be like, well, but she like whatever, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I actually don't want to hear that. So it's not, it's like that. But again, it's internet. There's a lot of different people out there. I can't tell everybody to like, hey, you can't do this and that. It would be literally talking to a wall, because there's millions of people on the internet. I can't tell every single one of them how to act right. If people want to act right, they have to act right. I mean, obviously we can tell them that they should, but whether or not they do it is ultimately still their choice. I can't really do anything about it. I don't think anybody can do anything about it. I mean, look at the amount of times where, cancel culture actually affected the wrong people, as in like the people who should got canceled was able to leave the scandal like unscathed, while somebody who got like involved in that was literally, their life got so much worse after being falsely accused or something like that. Or like, not like falsely accused, but as in like people cancel them even though they didn't do anything, and their life got so much harder, which is like, okay, well, that freaking sucks. But that's also another thing of being on the internet, is that the risk that people are taking, because obviously there's not going to be nice people all the dang time. And that sucks. I wish that there was. I wish that there's just like vibes and positive and love and everything like that. But unfortunately, that's not how social media and not how showbiz, especially showbiz, work. My God. If you are into like K-pop and everything, and I feel like I should dedicate an entire episode just for like the Korean showbiz. They are ruthless. When I say that they have actually driven like multiple like famous stars to, like ending their own life, and I know that sounds really bad because it is. It's actually really insane, and the fact that they keep getting away with stuff like that. And I know that it's not my place to like criticize any sort of showbiz or whatever, because like first of all, I'm not even Korean. I'm not like a person in the industry, but like as somebody who enjoys, media from Korea, I feel like as a consumer, we all should have the right to like stand up and point at something and say like, oh, I don't think this is right. Like, I don't think what you guys doing is like just, and I don't like, I feel like this is a little bit unfair. I feel like you guys should, be more gentle with people who are trying to help other people and like people who are actually wanting to make a difference. So yeah, I also feel like that I mean, everywhere have problems, right? Hollywood is. As somebody who wants to make film and stuff, I mean, I can't sit here and lie to you guys and say that Hollywood is like the cleanest, most pure, most innocent thing in the world. It's really not. Nothing is like that. Hollywood has a lot of problems. A lot of the people in there have problems. I mean, I think this is a lot of. I don't know. It's just like, cancel culture is the one tool that any, consumer or people who enjoy media everywhere have over the suppliers, right? Over like the big conglomerates, over the big like people in the showbiz. That's the power that we have over them. We can say that, hey, this actually sucks. Your movie is really bad. I think you should stop doing movies. Or we can just say like, hey, one of your actors is like actually really, really problematic. I don't think you should cast him in anything anymore. The way that we do it, again, I can sit here and tell people who are listening to this like, hey, use it for good purposes. But at the same time, like, who really is gonna do that? I mean, I have hope. I do hope that, people who are listening to this won't use it for the bad purpose. Obviously, I'm not encouraging anybody to do the opposite, but it's just like, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't know any of the celebrities. I don't know any of you guys, but I do know that we should treat people as people. We should treat human as human. I don't really like, there's people who are singers, famous figures and stuff like that. They're humans. We're humans. So we should set the standard for them as people and not as celebrities. And then obviously people can say that, wait, but they have more money and blah, blah, blah. I get that. I really do. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It's just like, even if they have more money and stuff, they're just people like the rest of us. They have to eat. They have to, like, take a dump, whatever. So I understand the argument behind, like, we should hold, like, important figures to a different standard. I do feel like that's also the case for some people. But for celebrities, I don't know. It's just like, just imagine somebody who act in like a film once and they immediately got famous and it's like, oh well, that was because of their talent or stuff like, oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But basically, let's just treat people like people. If somebody does something wrong, we call them out. It should be like that all the dang time, I don't want to. And this is another thing with like Hollywood and other showbiz. We enable celebrities a lot, like a lot. Yeah. So I still think that cancel culture is a very gray area. That's like my 10th time saying that. Let's see how much time I'm gonna say it now, but yeah, if it's used for the right purposes, then I really don't mind it. As in, like, use it for bad people, then I'll be like, hey, that's so fair and that's so real. I respect that. but let's just maybe not use it for somebody who eats strawberries? Question mark. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to let some of that out. I wish I had a few more examples for you guys, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.